Let's go. Are you ready? Are we ready?
Woohoo!
We're good. Episode 24 is coming in hot. The gang is back together. Nick is back in town.
Yes.
How was Memphis?
It was Memphis. It was brutal, dude.
Had your blue suede shoes?
Brutal. No, there's no suede shoes. There's no dancing. There was hardly even Memphis barbecue. There was a little bit. It was good. There was some hair cutting discrimination down there. Not a fan of. Do not support. I do not condone.
Wow.
It's boring as hell. Don't ever go to Memphis.
I haven't had plans to, so.
But if you do, Pyramid. It's freaking.
Yeah, you sent me a lot of.
That's the selling point of Memphis.
That's the only reason to visit,
and the barbecue.
It's pretty cool. Well, the barbecue, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's good. It's no Texas barbecue as we were just discussing, but that Pyramid. I mean,
it's pretty sweet.
That is just that is like a marvelous creation of human engineering ability. It's insane, dude.
Yeah, who built that?
Aliens.
Like, yeah,
slaves.
How do we?
Alien slaves. What? Which pyramid? Let me ask the question.
We didn't
back.
skip a beat.
Oh, boy.
We didn't skip a beat.
Sorry,
I said that one, but we can.
Okay.
Well, that one probably
Aliens.
The Memphis Corps of Engineers, but we can say the aliens did it.
You can say aliens of the illegal kind.
Well. Okay, see, now he's at
Now,
fault.
hold on.
Wait.
I
was not expecting to come back to Nathan like this.
Yeah, lots changed since you've been gone.
I like this new Nate.
Do you?
I like these New Year's resolutions he's made.
Love it.
No, we got a lot of good stuff this time around here.
We better.
I'm just going to hand it to Nick on a peach here because you've been wanting to talk about this for a while. We got probably the last time to talk about it. The college football championship has concluded.
Oh, God.
The third
yes.
time we've talked about the college football this season.
I know, and
Yes.
I love this. No, okay, we've got to talk about this.
Let me lay it down real quick. So number 1 Indiana beats number 10 Miami 21-27.
Yep. Great game.
Tell us about it.
No, it was a great game. I thought, Fernando Mendoza was...
Don't call my name.
Yeah. Fernando. No, I thought he was as advertised. Obviously, the stat line may not have, played out to his, Heisman caliber, but that run on 4th and 5
Electric.
is going to go down as one of the the top plays of this Indiana state or this Indiana team here. But let's not forget, this is the first team. I don't know if you boys knew this. This is the very first team in the college football playoffs to go a single season 16-0. No other team has done 16-0. There's been teams that
in this
winning
format,
program,
right?
Indiana Hoosiers.
No other team has ever done
Unbelievable.
16-0 because there has never been this many games in a college season,
Yep, true.
right?
Fair enough.
So there's just a little bit of an asterisk there behind it.
Move
But
over, Miami Dolphins.
yeah, that's true. but it's like in years past, you get like a 15-0 team or a 14-0 team winning it all, or a 14-1, 15-1. Like, this is the first undefeated national champion in the modern era of college football playoff.
Yeah, man.
And I would also go on record as saying Kurt Cignetti is the single best new hire of any job ever. I'm talking outside of sports. Like, there has never been a faster turnaround in a program. Nate, what is Indiana? Ass. They're bad.
Poverty.
They're
You're
really,
keeping it a buck, huh?
really bad. They have
Keeping it a couple bucks,
historically,
actually,
they have been the worst, most losing franchise in all of the Power 5 countries.
The most losses in FBS history.
It is
point.
unbelievable, the turnaround. Do you know what, let me ask you this. What was your take on, the 2020 Indiana season?
Trash.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows.
Yours?
They may have finished 12 and they could have finished like 12-2. They could have finished 2-12. Nobody knows. Point I'm getting at though is that was a poverty franchise. Cignetti brought in basically everybody from James Madison U and said, "This is my team. Look me up. I win. Google me." You guys see that press conference?
That's the coldest quote of all time.
I think you talk about that actually in one of our
It's aged like the
probably
finest,
coming up episodes, but
finest
previous.
Google me.
wine on earth.
I win.
That is so
Google
cold.
me. It's like, and since that opening press conference, what have they done? They've lost 1 or 2 games. They're like
Notre Dame.
And then the was it Ohio State last year in the playoffs, or was that Notre Dame? Am I getting them?
They lost to Notre Dame in the playoffs, so I think they lost to Ohio State
In regular season, I think, yeah, something like that. But my point is that like this turnaround, I'm genuinely of the impression that this is the most impressive college football program in my lifetime.
And I'm curious. I know I don't mean to
agree.
cut off this rant here, but you brought up Mendoza and his incredible fourth down run, but his stat line for me, not that it raised an eyebrow, and I'm just curious to know what you think. So yes, he gets that rushing touchdown, but he ends up with 7 rushing attempts on the night for -8 yards.
Yeah, it's because he was getting attacked.
He was getting hit.
So-
The
no, sure.
offensive line was not
It was
doing well. And there was at one point while I was watching this game, they were talking about how Indiana was winning the trenches, and I was like,
on the defensive
defensively,
side,
yes,
yeah.
but are we watching the same Indiana offensive line? They didn't play pretty much all night. So
100%.
he was getting hit hard.
Well,
So
I don't
that's
know if
part
you-
of the reason why those numbers would look.
And I don't know if you
way
guys
they
saw
did.
the stat, like midway through the game, they were probably actually the first half. It wasn't even halfway through the game yet. And they were saying that like he took 4 sacks in this game. Every other game, like full 4-quarter game, the most he took all year long was like 5. So like in the first half, I think it was the second quarter, midway through the second quarter, he was already reaching his like upper limits of sacks that he's seen in the game.
That's insane.
Let's give a ton of credit to that Miami defensive line. Let's give a ton of credit to Mario Cristobal and that team. A 10 seed that I don't know if you guys remember, but about 3 weeks ago we were all saying they were on the outside looking in. You have to put them in, as I think we all came to the consensus, because they beat Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. If Notre Dame made it in above Miami, Notre Dame is not making it to the national football playoff or National Football Championship.
I don't know.
I don't think they are.
They made it last year.
Yeah, but like I think
Of course,
last year
they did have a.
But I think you have to look at the branch that they played, right? Because Miami ended up even the game
that's
prior,
where I was going with
even if
it.
they make it to the
Yeah, Notre Dame's not being Ohio State, 100%.
No, yeah.
I'd agree with that.
And so again, my only take on this is like, let's give credit where credit is due. That Miami 10 seed playing in the national championship game deserves all the respect in the world. They were the first team that I was watching this year that was like, this team could beat Indiana. Even during like that Ohio State game that they played for the Big Ten championship, it was a close game, but like I still was only of the impression that Indiana's the dominant team. There's no way they lose this game. Last night, I thought Carson Beck was going to come down for a game-winning touchdown at the last drive of the game. And that was that was a possibility. That was a possibility.
Said the sloth came out in him.
This is true.
On the
This is
last
true.
drive.
And
Yeah.
so I'll finish it by saying this. Like I said earlier, I think this is like even above that 2019 LSU team. I think this is the most dominant college football program that we have seen in our lifetime.
sure.
That's
And
wild.
I think
Just again, looking at the turnaround.
For turnaround, yes. Just pure dominant perspective, though.
Who even came close to them this year, other than the Ohio State Big Ten game and then last night?
Well, if you're comparing just all-time programs,
I-
for this they
That's my
dominated
point.
start to finish.
That's my
year,
point.
Yes, but
there was never even a game that was like remotely close, except for this game.
Penn State was actually the closest.
That
'Cause
too,
they were,
yeah.
they were losing with 5 minutes left.
I know,
So,
still came back to win.
but
But
yeah, of course they did. But that was the team of anybody who was the closest to beating them. They were even closer than
But
Miami.
that is the debate that I would ask the crowd, you guys,
it's the
whatever.
most impressive team, 100%. I can't go out and outright say that it's the best team I've ever seen.
I mean, okay, like let's level set expectation, like that 2000s Miami squad. I mean, how many Hall of Famers, NFL Hall of Famers are on that roster? I agree with
Miami
that.
team, 100%.
I agree with that, but if you transplant
2009 and 2012 Alabama were also
I
really
truly,
disgusting.
I know, but dude, I truly think if you transplant this Indiana State or this Indiana team to one of those years, or vice versa, bring one of those teams up to play right now, I still think Indiana gets it done. I think that coaching job is
It's impressive considering the fact that they had pretty much
they had nobody.
highly respected prospects.
So that's
The coaching is on another level.
It is so far.
compared to
It's
other
chess versus
programs, for
checkers,
sure.
dude. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
you really are watching the X's and O's. Like the quick screen games, the quick passing game that Indiana runs is so like pro level that like I was mesmerized watching Fernando Mendoza throw balls around the field, zipping them in. Number 80. Why am I blanking on his name? Wide receiver of Indiana. That guy is a
Charlie Becker.
That's it. He is an absolute stud. Becker is an absolute stud that I think is gonna be drafted in the second round. We'll call it. Give him a little bit of leeway here. I think the stat on the season was that guy has not dropped a pass.
So I think that's a good question, too, when we're talking about the draft. So it's funny, the question I have down here is, obviously, should Mendoza be drafted number 1 overall?
Yes.
And I know the consensus is yes. So
100%.
not even
the question
we're
Sure.
talking Joe Burrow 2019. Like, yes,
No.
first
Sure,
overall.
but that's my
Yeah.
pivot to this is, so obviously we know the Raiders are going to take him. How, like, I'd have to look at the draft capital because I didn't do that yet. But what can they do to help better him and give him the best situation possible? Because to me, this more or less feels kind of like a Bryce Young.
Sell the team.
Well, yeah.
Get rid of Mark Davis. I don't know. Invest in the
already
offensive line.
Old line's
yeah,
the
you have
first
to
bet,
invest
yeah.
in the offensive line, but you already sort of have the offensive pieces coming together.
Well,
you
at
have,
least you only have
Bowers,
2. You got Bowers and Genty.
but those are pretty
Of course.
big positions.
That's where my
to-
follow-up
to
question
have
is then, because
assets
if
at, so, I mean,
Oakland, Jesus, if Las Vegas has the 33rd pick and they're thinking Becker's going to go in the second round, do they take him
Yeah.
at 33?
Why not?
Exactly, because what wide receiver do you have? Trey Tucker?
Yeah, but you're right. My only counter to that would be like, and I'm gonna throw it out there as like the Mike Vrabel, Ben Johnson examples here. My respect for Pete Carroll this past year has just diminished. I'm not saying that
He really
that
Russell
offensive
Wilsoned
line
his
was.
career.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that offensive line was good or
the Russell
anything.
Wilson of Pete Carroll's.
Yeah, seriously. I like that. But it's like that offensive line coming into it wasn't considered like a bottom 2 or 3 offensive line in the league. Clearly leaving the season, they are, the worst by far. But I don't think anybody brought that up as
It's kind of wild what coaching can do, because
That's my point.
The New England offensive line is an example.
That's
this year,
why I brought that
It
up.
didn't change. We did draft 2 rookies,
Campbell,
but
great.
for the most part, the rest of them stayed. I dogged on freaking Vidarian Lowe last year. This
Mm-hmm.
guy was like the lowest rated guard in the NFL, and this year he had to come in for a few weeks for Will Campbell, and he puts on a show in those few weeks. And I was like, what the heck happened? You were a bum. And it's coaching makes a big
huge
difference.
Well, and so that's my question. So, did you guys hire a new O-line coach? Because
I don't remember, but I'm sure we had to have. I mean, Vrabel brought in a lot of his own
Yeah, I'd
guys,
imagine.
and I
Yeah.
imagine that's a pretty important position. You want to have your own guy with.
and that's a big thing though, because
regardless, Gerard Mayo was a terrible influence, clearly.
Sure. Well, on the other end of the spectrum, Pete Carroll also brought his guys, and as a matter of fact, he brought his son in, and there was reports coming out at the end of
we
the
gotta stop
season
doing this.
He brought his pallbearers in. The guy's like, he's got a burial plot already picked out. What are we talking about?
So I just same situation though, because there was reports coming out anonymously from Raiders players where the team was trying to bring up offensive line issues and they wouldn't even listen. Like they would just push it off, whatever. And you could talk about Nepo hire, but I mean, Pete Carroll, to your point, yeah, pallbearers dug his own grave. That's it.
Well, I was more so going with the age thing, which totally makes sense. When's the last time you've tried to convince your grandparents of anything? No wonder. Gee, I wonder why
Yeah.
they didn't have the conversation about the offensive line. Yeah, you're wrong. Move on.
Almost 3/4 of a century old.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like you can't. It's gonna sound bad, but it's like I just think he needs to be brought out back and put down, fired. Not.
Well, he was
shot in
fired.
the head.
I would say the same. I would say the same about Belichick. The game's clearly
It's passed him by. It's passed him by.
them both.
And yep,
Saban did the right thing. He was realizing the game is changing. He was probably not going to thrive in the kind of environment that was evolving, and he stopped before it got ugly.
Yeah,
So,
and so my
that's
next
how you got to do it.
the next point would be the Mike Tomlin thing. I have a massive amount of respect that he basically stepped down on his own. Granted, there probably wasn't all on his own. He's probably getting a lot of pressure from leadership up there to do it. But But at least it's like, let's call a spade a spade. He's not the oldest coach in the world. He's still got another, 10, 15
How
years
dare
of
you
coaching.
get 10
but-
wins? Disgusting.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You
We
should
did.
have got when you had 9, you got an extension.
That's a good point.
10, disgusting.
That's a good point. He didn't fulfill his prophecy. He didn't fulfill his
not.
legacy. So
That's true.
To be fair, it was Loop's fault, but
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's two things really nice going on here that is kind of sparking my brain, and I at least want to hit back on a thing you said, because you said the game's changing, and I have a bunch of stuff here that I really want to talk about that boils down to one player and the role of college football entirely. How do we feel about Carson Beck technically not being a student?
dumb. It's stupid.
What are you gonna do?
Now, this is my
NIL.
problem,
What are you
right?
gonna do?
Is a lot of people
Force
are
an age
saying
limit. I think it's ridiculous that
You have-
26-year-olds are flexing on 18-year-olds.
I don't care about the age thing, right? Because
I kind of do.
Well, hold on,
Grown
because-
men are beating up
Kinda do
on 18-year-olds.
Well, now you got to hear me
It's
out on this
ridiculous.
aspect, right? Because at least if we're talking about college eligibility, and if you're one of those,
I do understand.
30-year-olds who goes back to
Yeah.
college for your first time ever, sure, why not? My issue isn't the age gap. My issue specifically is this whole issue between NIL and freshmen.
You got to be really careful about how you say that last line.
What do you mean by that?
My issue isn't the age gap.
You got
Well, hold on, hold
You
on.
got me.
Wait a minute.
You got me.
Wait
Be
a
very
minute.
careful about what you're saying. Now.
In terms of 26-year-old college players beating up on 18, 19-year-old college football
Why is it
players.
air quoting?
Because I'm
Wow.
quoting you. I'm quoting you.
Whoa.
I'm quoting you. Don't do this.
Diddy.
There ain't no game like a Diddy game. But
Oh,
I
man.
just, I don't know. There's so many loose lines here between NIL and the whole red shirt situation. And so I had to look it up because obviously Carson Beck's quote there last week, 2 weeks ago, the no class, I graduated 2 years ago. I was like, hey, wait a minute, what? So the issue that he got away with was because his rookie year or freshman year was 2020.
COVID.
So not only did he redshirt
An
that
extra
year,
year.
but because of COVID, they also granted another year of eligibility. So that gave him not 1 but 2 years his first year, because you're only supposed to get at most 5.
Yeah.
So looking into it, that may have been an anomaly, but I don't think you should even do that. I think it should be 4 years of eligibility. That's it. And if you're going to talk about
100%.
if you're going to talk about redshirting freshmen, I think you have to have a rule as collegiate, whatever you want to say, whether it's basketball, football. If you're going to be a freshman, and you probably know you're going to be a redshirt, because I actually Googled it and I'm like, I just want to know a little bit of stuff here. So just to kind of reiterate, if you don't know what redshirting means, I'm sure a lot of you do, but just in case,
Don't watch the show.
wait. So redshirting in
If you
football.
don't know what red shirt is, how did you find us? Come on.
Hold on.
This is fair.
Because
What are we talking
the
about?
generated definition it gave me made me want to talk
Oh,
about
no.
NIL. So redshirting in football means a player sits out a season to develop using one of their 5 years of eligibility for 4 seasons of play,
Mm-hmm.
with the current rule allowing redshirts to play up to 4 regular season games plus postseason without losing the year. Though coaches are pushing to expand this to 9 games due to roster changes and the transfer portal.
Idiotic.
A redshirt year allows athletes to practice, train, and receive aid, but not compete in games, preserving eligibility for future seasons. And I can go down on and on about that. So I wanted to know, is NIL technically considered aid? Yes, it is. So my issue with this is saying, how are you going to throw $6 million at a redshirt freshman? Because the whole issue, I shouldn't say issue, the whole fun little thing I'm seeing about this is they want them to develop a personal brand, which is why they're encouraging the redshirt NIL. And I just, at this point, if let them come on as a walk-on, just give them the year scholarship and then let them prove it. Give these players who are sophomores through seniors the eligibility to get those bigger NIL deals. At this point, I think that would also narrow down the transfer portal a little bit too, because as a freshman, you should probably have to prove yourself to get that contract, because it's technically being paid to play.
I think you're stretching a little bit.
Probably, but what other way can you fix this issue?
No, I know.
Well, yeah. I mean, we could.
I
The
think-
cat's out of the bag.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
think you
gonna
can
say
go back.
it's too
to
little
it.
too late now, but
I know it's too late, but
no, I think
2015 high school me knew this is a dumb idea, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it's opened opportunities for smaller poverty universities like Illinois and Indiana to thrive, but I hate this whole.
But there's an
idea.
easy
I
answer to
hate
this.
NIL.
There's
We'll
an
go
easy
ahead.
solution. to
We'll go
this.
ahead because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Just contracts. Player contracts. If you are getting paid millions of dollars, you should have to sign a contract with that school. Even if you're a red shirt making whatever, the contract is, okay, yeah, your red shirt will give you, whatever you want, scholarship, yada, yada, yada.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned
Here's
this.
$1 million. But this contract states that you have to play one full season non-red shirt. Doesn't matter if it's this year, next year, the following year, where you have to have one full
like
season
that
non-red.
idea.
Well, but there's an issue with that.
You can have contracts.
Now, there's technically a contract in place for the NIL.
Yes.
However, we have now seen 2 schools sue players for trying to opt out of those
was one of
NIL
them.
contract and Washington.
But because the contract has nothing, you can't. The contracts can't physically force a player to play. That's the difference.
No, sure. But it's forcing them to play for that school. And now the transfer portal comes into play here because now these the players are trying to opt out and go somewhere else, and the schools are saying, no, you signed with us, and now that's where they're prompting the lawsuit.
Yeah.
But again,
it's like-
somewhere has to be tight-lipped, just tight, vacuum sealed.
I would argue okay, and this is where I don't know all the legislation to really back this up, but it's like there is no if it's a contractual obligation that if you get this money and you get paid here. There shouldn't be loopholes in there, and if there is loopholes, it's the university's fault, not the students. So to me, it's it really should be this is your term, this is what you get paid for that term, but the term shouldn't just be 2 calendar years. It should be 1 year of playing 9 games minimally or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. But it's like I'm telling you, it can't. It's not worded in any contract like that right now.
No.
It can't be. That's just it's against the whatever NCAA bylaws. But my point is that that's the fix. If you can stipulate within whatever NIL contract, whatever any deal you want to sign, because you got to understand that a lot of these NIL deals, I would argue the majority of the money for NIL is me signing with Subway. You know what I mean? Me signing with this dealership in Tuscaloosa. It's not the university paying me direct. Yes, that is a portion of it nowadays after last year's ruling, but that's not the bulk of the slush fund here. The bulk of the fund throughout the entire network and nation is those one-off deals, is those Gatorade sponsorships, the whatever car dealership sponsorships. That is where the majority of the money comes from, and so that is why I feel like a lot of these players can just get up and leave. It's well, I'm not contractually obligated for this university. I'm contractually obligated to that company, which I can do anywhere or whatever. But again, my point is that it's such a new territory that I really think that it needs to be ironed out as far as what they can demand out of their players that they're paying, what they're paying their players, and all that stuff. But I do think that the framework is out there that within 5 years, from this point, within 5 years, there will be signed term contracts that college players are signing. So essentially, they're just professionals at this point.
Sure.
Let's just call a spade a spade. These guys are professionals. So cat's out of the bag. I don't think there's really any changing it. I really don't have any gripe about it right now, to be honest.
True.
This is the environment that was set up. This is the environment that the student athletes themselves wanted. This is what happens. And to Nate's point, I think it's made the sport so much, at least football-wise, but mainly every sport, I think it's made all of college athletics so much more competitive, and everything's got parity to it now. Freaking Indiana just won the national championship. Don't shake your head like that.
Hold on.
It's
Because my
big.
argument wasn't going to be football. My argument was going to be basketball.
That's why I wanted to say all athletics, because you do eliminate this is the biggest thing, because me with my March Madness, I've tracked you don't have any upsets anymore. I'm telling you,
No.
it's the upset, the Cinderella story is a thing of the past now with NIL. However, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And I would argue it's a good thing in the later rounds. Yes, you want to have a 16 seed upset a 1 seed. Yes, you want to have a 12 seed make a Cinderella
you want
run.
chaos, period. If you're not getting that, it's killing.
I don't wanna-
in my opinion, the sport.
I agree. Yeah.
Now I do understand where you're coming from. You want a good Final Four.
I want a good Elite
Well,
Eight. I want
you want a
competitive
good-
games.
Well,
Well,
down
and especially
down
from
stretch.
the business
national
standpoint,
championship.
to your point, yeah, you want
But-
your 4 best teams to be competing because that's what drives the market. That's what drives the viewership and everything else you're going to get with that.
Counterpoint, though, driving viewership is a lot of the Cinderella story
Well, of
runs.
course.
It's just the games themselves in the later rounds are not as competitive. So
Sure.
the purists out there that watch the sport and love the sport, it's not as good of a product when you get the 12 seeds in the Final Four, or the 12 seeds in the Elite Eight. It just isn't. Though that's where you see the blowouts in those games.
Well, of course, yeah.
Majority of the time.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not. I think there's a positive play and a negative play in this, but like you got to find the silver lining on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just think there's more parity nowadays. You don't have one. Yeah.
Just makes it impossible for our schools.
Yeah,
to win
that's it.
anymore, Brando.
Hey, mine made the Sweet 16. Actually, not the Sweet,
I was
but I
like-
mean
I
as a
was like,
16
hang
seed.
on.
As a 16 seed.
Hey,
But
time out. I'm runner up, bitches. My team finished second in the national championship. Just want to call that out. Let's not get into specifics. My Redbirds are number 2 in the nation. Don't get it twisted.
I love that for you.
No
honestly.
further
And,
details allowed.
You beat a team that I'm giving you credit.
No further details. Second in the nation.
I'm giving you credit.
Then give me credit.
I'm honoring your university for beating a team that beat somebody that I hate.
Good.
Because I think you beat. Do you beat Villanova?
Yes, we did.
And Villanova beat Tarleton, and I absolutely detest Tarleton. So I'm a big Illinois State fan.
we know your distaste for Tarleton.
No further
Yeah, we do.
details.
Yeah,
No
we do.
further details.
That's fine. No, listen, and
It
that's
was
fine with that.
Electric
So,
season.
It was an
y'all had.
insane game too. Like they had the lead in overtime. They just needed to punch one in and got stopped short on the field goal. That's just brutal, man. It's a bad beat.
Regardless,
They were down and out. And they made the full
could debate you
comeback.
shouldn't even been there. The fact that you beat North Dakota State.
We beat North
you're
Dakota
I'm
State.
pretty
We
sure
beat
the
we beat
second
UC
team-
Davis.
I think pretty sure you're the second team ever to beat North Dakota State
in the playoffs. Yep.
at their home stadium,
Yeah, I believe
which
that.
which is bonkers.
Dude,
So,
it was a Cinderella. They were unranked going into the quote
you won up by
playoffs.
school because we were up 14-0 on them at one point. We
So,
lost by 20.
It-
I was proud of that. You actually just outright beat them.
Listen. I'm proud of my Redbirds. I'm disappointed we didn't pull it through, but it was an awesome championship.
Generational run.
Generational run. Give credit where credit is due. I'm a runner-up.
Absolutely.
I'm second place. I'm not the belle of the ball, but I'm the cock of the ball.
there.
What's, I don't know what the second runner-up would be, or the runner-up.
First
I should
loser.
say. First
Yeah.
loser.
Yeah.
But like, if it's not the belle of the ball, what would it be?
I don't know. I think
We'll
that's
let
just
the viewers decide.
yeah. Let us
We
know.
need
Let us-
comments, so let's
true.
the viewers
That's
decide
true.
that
It's the
one.
doorbell of the ball.
the ring camera.
The freaking-
Yeah. At any rate, runner-up. You guys can't take it away from me. No further
I
details.
will never take that away from you. I was
further
bowling
details.
for Illinois State.
So March Madness is coming up pretty quick
the
here,
banner. I
and
know, I'm
I'm
excited
very
as
ready
all
for
hell,
that.
dude. I'm
I'm
so
very,
excited.
very, very ready for that. So
We got some good teams out there. Michigan looks real good.
yeah,
Big
UNC
Ten as a
looks.
whole is killing it.
Yeah,
I'm pulling for Nebraska.
I like
go.
that. I like that.
Can you guess how many tournament wins they have all time?
I'm gonna go with one.
I'll give you a hint. Abilene has more than them.
I was gonna say. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure.
feel like
Abilene,
I wanna say
Abilene's got
0,
more
but-
than Nebraska, baby.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's going to end, and it's sad. But I love the fact that for 5 years, my alma mater could say that about an upper tier
Power
Division
Five,
One,
yeah.
Power 5 program, regardless of how bad they've been at the sport. But I'm pulling for them regardless. Yeah, I mean, they beat Illinois, and at first I was like, this is embarrassing.
So what was the
And,
answer?
What was the answer to what?
The question you just asked. How many?
We're not even there anymore.
I was
We're
zero.
on to the net. Yeah, I was
Zero.
it was
Okay,
zero.
okay.
What? Come on. You should have assumed when I mentioned my
yeah.
alma mater.
Yeah, no, I get it.
ACU.
That's why I said I
just
wanted to say
because-
0, but I didn't want to be wrong.
No, I was
D1.
You can't go negative.
How many do you
so.
think Abilene really truly could have won? We fraudulently
Honestly,
beat.
I was going to say there could be an upset in there.
There is an upset in there. 2021. We beat Texas.
I was going to say I do remember them winning one first round game. Abilene.
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
And then Illinois lost the very first game the next day, so they couldn't even give me 24 hours of happiness.
I remember those texts. Now that
Yes,
you say
I
it,
was.
yep, you
I was
expeditiously
very,
ruined
very.
it.
I was very, very upset that day.
Brutal.
But 12 hours of happiness.
No.
Hey,
Nonetheless.
that's a lot better than 5 minutes of happiness because we can just
Yes.
change subjects here. Poor Bo Nix is
Oh my
out for the
God.
rest of the playoffs.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Just don't even say it.
It was
like
on the,
like why?
was it
Don't
on
even
the
say
designed
it.
run. Is that confirmed?
I don't think it was. I think
Yeah.
it was in the second to last play of the game.
Someone had mentioned it
I'm
was during a
convinced-
kneel down, but
I'm
I
con-
think that's where it not that it was a designed run, but I think he was trying to like burn the clock a little bit, take a few steps back. And the play that I'm remembering is one of the I think linemen came up and actually like grabbed
That's
him.
the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
And that's you could argue it's still a kneel down, but
he finished the game. It didn't seem like he was hurt.
I know.
And of course, the whole counter argument is adrenaline.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's a broken ankle. Regardless.
My counter argument is fucking suck it up. Play it. Play through it.
I respect that. I respect Bo.
Suck it up. It's the conference
Let the
championship
boy
game.
watch.
Come on.
Broncos don't ball, though, because the one thing New England's had is they're not good against backup quarterbacks. So
That's really why they're doing it.
of course.
That's really why they're
And where did Jared Stidham start his career? New England. Just saying. That's a big brain move on Denver's part.
Good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
New England has issues playing in Denver. It's Sean Payton. I'm convinced Bo Nix. We're going to find out in 3 weeks.
Well, that's
In
what
the
I was
Super
about to
Bowl,
say.
He's going to come back. Convinced.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, what is stopping them from just? He's like,
It wasn't as serious as we thought.
Oopsies, he's back in. You know
It was
what I mean?
actually an X-ray from a 58-year-old woman.
Yeah. Or conversely, like, why do they even need to say anything yet? Like, just he's limping off. What's his status? Questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable. Like, to me, it's Nate is onto something here because, like, it doesn't make a ton of sense in my brain that they would wait. Or they would not wait. Sorry, that they wouldn't wait and just give you that information right away.
Yeah.
If I'm the opposing coach scheming up against Mike Vrabel and the Patriots, I'm not showing them anything. You don't get to see what my playbook is. You don't get to see who my quarterback is. He's questionable. And then on Friday or whenever the official lineups are due, that's when I'd be like, he's got broken ankle. Oopsie, surgery.
That's
done for the year.
That's a very Belichick move.
But you get where I'm going with it, like that.
Yeah, no, because Belichick's done it.
That's where
Of
I'm
course I
saying
am.
there's got to be an ulterior motive here. There's
it's
got to
me.
be something. Put your tinfoil hats on.
Well, it's already on. It's already
Yeah.
on.
They're up to no good in Denver.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all because there's a lot of other things that Sean Payton is notably known for.
From intentionally hurting guys to intentionally covering up injuries. Wow. Comes full circle for
It
Sean
sure does.
Payton.
And it kind of makes you wonder a little bit about that poor defensive coordinator who got busted for the whole Bounty Gate.
That's a good point.
Greg Williams.
Greg Williams.
point.
Shout out to the one Saints fan I argued with that said Bounty Gate isn't real.
Fairly certain it was proven in
It was
court.
proven. It was definitely proven in
A
court.
lot of
Pretty sure there was some
lot of audio
documentation.
That was
Yeah.
a great Thanksgiving 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was beefing with this dude on Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was a wild.
You don't take any days off.
No days
No,
off.
I don't.
What's the quote?
No days off.
No
What's the
days
quote?
off.
Oh, when I'm on Twitter, there's no chill. None at all. I'm on 10 as long as I got this app up.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Can I be the first to officially say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nate, congrats on making the Super Bowl.
We're not there yet.
I'm not saying
We're
that.
not there yet.
Look,
I'm going to congratulate him.
As I mentioned,
Jared freaking Stidham. What are we talking about?
I understand that. It was also Nick freaking Foles.
Okay,
He put up 450 yards.
yeah, true, but that Eagles team is different, you know?
I get that, but
And it's Nick
I have a
Foles.
respect for Denver.
Do you know his nickname?
That defense is debatably
Stidhams?
No, Nick Foles.
We don't gotta go.
Philly special.
Yeah.
Philly special. Yeah.
You're right. It's not. It's you got to go out and win a game.
Yeah.
But God, if there was ever a path to a Super Bowl I'd want to take, it'd be through Jared frickin' Stidham.
Yes, I thought you were about to say that our playoff run period. I was like, you want to face 3 top 5 defenses?
No,
in the NFL? Thank
no.
you.
I
know there are a lot of people saying our playoff run's been Mickey Mouse, and it's like that's absolutely not true.
Chargers
No.
had a great defense.
Stidham having to face Stidham, I understand.
Now it becomes
But-
Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
And the sad reality of this is people are gonna forget how good the Houston Texans defense was. They're gonna forget how good the Chargers defense was. They're just gonna see the numbers beside their names and say, "Wait a minute, the Patriots made it through these junk teams
100%.
and then had to face Jarrett Stitt." You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sadly, this playbook is like it's what I have to come up with now that I'm on the off season.
Fair. Well, that's funny.
it doesn't matter. Even if New England wins, they're not most likely not beating the Rams.
Dude,
they're
the Rams are so good.
Definitely not beating Seattle. Seattle won. Well, I
nuts.
just saw Seattle. They're the best team right now.
Yeah,
And
it's not
2,
even
they're
close.
gonna have a vendetta for a certain game that happened
Yeah, that's a
10
good
years
point.
ago,
That's a
or
good
now
point.
11 years
That's
ago.
a great point. I did not even
They're
think of
gonna
this.
be pissed off about
Dude, they might
that.
just not pass the ball.
They've-
They might just run the entire game.
Dude,
So I
they're
think
going
that's
to want
important.
options with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I think it's an important thing to bring up real quick though, because they
Yeah.
lost one of those nice running backs they have, Zach Charbonnet.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Charbonnet.
The
Charbonnet.
first game all season
Broke his
long, I
hand.
had money on him to score a touchdown. First time.
Yep. You're not the only one, my friend. You're not the only one.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was funny. So Nate and I last week talked about how big of a impact is going to be losing George Kittle for the season. And at this point, I want to say it was big, but at the same point, I don't think it mattered because
I think it made a big difference in that game.
yeah,
made a
but I
li-
mean,
It wouldn't have made a
Okay,
decent
okay,
amount,
it's-
but when you lose by 30,
I was gonna say it was
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
It was
41 to 6.
41 to 6, yeah.
That's a
so it might have
big
been,
enough-
41 to 13, but like still.
That's a big enough spread that's just
Yeah.
like it wouldn't have mattered.
No, it wouldn't.
And
Yeah, they
the
would've
other
won
thing, as we had mentioned, Tonjes played
Lights
great
out. Yep.
when
he was-
had to fill in for Kittle.
He got hurt that game,
And
didn't he?
yes, he did. He did get hurt in the Seattle game, but regardless, he was not as impactful as he was in the regular season. For
Yeah,
sure.
it's just, dude, I just after that game where again I'm going into it thinking, all right, it's the 49ers. Like that's still a really good roster, even if half their team is hurt. It's still a really good roster. I thought for sure that game was going to be a shootout until the end, and it'd come down to whoever had the ball last, similar to like the Bears 49ers game, or like last week 17 or week 16 here.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I'm like, there's no chance that they just come out that flat and get that stood up in Seattle, and that's exactly what happened. And
The combination of Seattle's environment,
Seattle looks like
that
world
kickoff
beaters,
return,
dude. Yeah, they just look like
Yep.
world beaters,
and
dude. Their
Kyle
defense-
Shanahan being Kyle Shanahan.
well,
Yeah.
there's also that whole conspiracy. I shouldn't say conspiracy, but anytime there's a new pope, Seattle wins the Super Bowl.
See that, and honestly, like
makes the Super Bowl.
they're gonna win.
Makes
the
that's fair,
yeah,
fair,
you're
fair.
They lost
You're
the
right.
second one.
You're right.
Yes,
So,
yes, true enough.
Man.
so
Either way, though, I still think it's Patriots and then whoever comes out of this game here. It's Patriots versus the NFC West.
I think it's going to be Seattle.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Especially since Matthew Stafford couldn't even pad stats last week. To the Bears' credit, they did a phenomenal job.
That was the first time the defense looked decent. I ain't gonna lie. And
I'm in part because of the snow, but
Yeah.
but you
people were playing slow. Listen,
you covered Puka as well as you could for the most part. That was
Devontae
the-
Adams had one catch.
Yeah.
And
had
it
him
just
locked
happened to be
down.
the most pivotal catch of the game. Whatever. I'm not. We're off it.
Yeah.
We're in postmortem territory
It was
now.
a heck
with
of
this
a season
team. It
regardless.
was that season will go down as like probably my favorite Bears season ever. It was just so electric, dude. The amount of come from behinds, the amount of 2 minute down, 2 minutes down, 2 scores, whatever. To come back and win 7 of those games, and almost an 8th in the playoffs now is like. It was an all-time season. Chills up the spine. They'll never be able to repeat the luck, but I think the formula is there. I think they've got the spine, they've got the skeleton set up, they've got the core developed, they've got the young quarterback, which you two will never, ever, ever give him credit. That's the guy. That is the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy.
What are you talking about?
That's the guy.
Yeah, no, but
You guys don't give him flowers.
I think we've been pretty
You have not been
unbiased
You've
in
been
a lot
biased.
of these conversations.
You've been
I'm
so
just saying.
biased. Nate kind of sort of stood up for me towards the end there when we had an 85 connection going on, but not anymore. You two don't give him flowers.
It was a heck of a throw.
It was
heck
of
He made 5 incredible throws, in my opinion.
My
Guys.
issue right now with Caleb is he plays too much airball.
I hate you so much.
Hey, I can at least say my quarterback hasn't thrown an interception yet in the playoffs, so that's I got that going for me.
Caleb did a nice job.
Caleb, okay,
leading-
listen. Let's call a
the
spade
amount
a
of
spade.
comebacks that he had. He's clutch.
Yes, he is, I would argue, the most clutch quarterback in the NFL this year, period. End of discussion. I don't think there's even an argument here.
Don't think there's really a debate.
Yes.
And
He's
that's-
looking
that's
for a debate. I can
No, I'm
see
not.
it.
I'm not.
I can see it behind his eyes. He's trying
I'm
to
just
fight a debate.
I'm just saying
There's no debate.
I'm just curious, really quick though, on that last interception. Do you blame Caleb or do you blame DJ Moore? Because I've
A
seen
little bit of both. I put a little bit more blame on DJ Moore, mainly because, like, okay, yeah, it's a miscommunication. He was trying to get more vertical with it when he probably should have stayed more flat. That's not my biggest gripe. My biggest gripe is that it didn't look like he was really trying. And that frustrates the hell out of me. Like, it looked like he was jogging through his route rather than, like, sprinting
Well,
it and
I
trying to
think
get
he's
to the
kind of
point.
phased out of this team.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think
DJ's
that he got...
kind of- he realizes his role is diminishing and his tenure in Chicago. At least in my opinion, it's
counterpoint. The
probably-
last month, he's been more productive than he's been all year.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that I don't know if that's necessarily it. I think he honestly got a concussion that game. Like, there was one hit where he hit his head on the sidelines and like he came up like shaking his head like that, and I think they sent him in for. I hope they sent him into the UNC, you know what I mean, to go get evaluated.
I did hear about
But that to me looked like a concussed route run there, where it was like, well, second guessing which way I go, and so therefore I'm a step late. So I don't put it all on DJ, and I don't put it all on Caleb. But it's a combination of the two, and like my bigger gripe is like, why aren't you just running the ball there on 2nd and 8?
That was my biggest thing. It was like you needed 10, 15 yards. And
yeah,
you could game
that's
winning
it.
field
That's
goal,
it. And it was
chuck it down for 25, 30. I think part of the blame should be poor play call.
Yeah, but I don't know that it was a poor play call because there was a wide open Lamine Zakia streaking through the flat.
I didn't watch the whole play.
I've
Obviously,
rewatched
the
it
whole
all.
focus was on DJ Moore.
I may have gotten the all 22 access
Still a
package
great
after
season.
the Packers game last week.
Great season. So
yeah. No, it's a great season. Electric season. Like I said, I think the foundations are there. I think we have the coach. I think we have the quarterback. Whether you guys care to admit it or not, that is the most successful quarterbacking season that I've ever got to witness my own team have.
Sure, you will. Yeah, obviously.
Not a debate.
Don't listen. You guys don't turn this on me as an insult. I insult myself. You guys just say,
yeah.
I was trying to
Where's
say
the fun in that?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's all good. But like, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. He will throw for 4,000 next year. It will happen. It will be done.
The streak continues, huh?
It will be done. What do you? Okay,
it.
but by like, he missed it by like 80 yards.
We don't round
We're
up.
not talking about.
We don't round
this.
up.
Yeah, listen. You know what?
I think
Whatever.
he'll do
in
it.
The postseason,
whether
he
or
had
not it's
4,000.
because your schedule's brutal.
I know it's so bad. It's so
he's gonna have to
bad.
play down from behind it a few more games, but I don't know how that's all gonna entail. It just depends how you improve your roster this offseason.
I'm just so impressed.
I do think he'll do it next year.
I do too, and I think it's such an impressive again, I've never witnessed a quarterback play like that before. Where every time for the last 20 years, I'm gonna get on my soapbox here. I might cry a little bit. Every time for the last 20 years, I've watched this team and they're down by a score, or even if they're up by a score with 2 minutes to play, it's all right. Well, how much are we losing by? What are we gonna lose this game? How are we gonna lose this? What are we gonna do now? Oh, we're live. I was saying that in that clip, you don't understand my point in arguing that Caleb Williams has had more come from behind, like game-winning drives that don't end up being wins than any quarterback I've ever seen. Every year in my existence, including last year, with Caleb Williams as the quarterback and Matt Eberflus as the coach, they would lose every single game if they even had a remote possibility of winning it with 2 minutes left to play. He would drive them down the field to go ahead just for the defense to blow it. He would tie the game just for the defense to blow it. He'd make it all the way down just for a field goal to be missed. Like, there's so many of those examples that over the last 2 years, I would argue he has put his team in a position to win probably 10 to 15 games. 7 this year at that we know of, but like last year, I think there was probably another 7 or 8 games that he put his team, drove him down the field, put him in a chance to win, just to be thwarted and not actually win. So my point in all this,
well, it shows the improvement, if that's what you would like me to say.
No, that's not what I'm saying. My point is that the coaching, the regime is different. The culture is different. We had a culture of 20 years of inept losing football where we would drive down the field, get a chance to tie it or win it, only to then miss a field goal, have a false start, fumble the ball, coach doesn't call a timeout. Like, I've seen this playbook all my freaking life, and for once, we're winning those games and not losing them. And it's like, I didn't know what this was like, Nate. Like, going into a 2-minute drive or 2-minute drill on the offense and being like, I'm pretty confident we're going to win this game.
What would you say is the difference between that 2018 Bears team?
Oh, BJ.
Versus
Ben Johnson.
You just think.
So, it's 100%.
But what did you think about Nagy after that year, though? Like,
in 2018,
what were kind of the vibes?
It wouldn't have been the kicker, would it? I mean,
well, no, but like it's the same. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the same vibes, but like, yeah, that the kicker really screwed that whole team up to a point where like he's in the off season. Like, we're gonna try out multiple kickers, and everybody has to show me a 38-yard field goal attempt right from that same exact spot, and it's like, that to me is like you've lost a couple of marbles here in your brain if
You're
that's what you're
focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So like yes, and you know the culture was kind of going up then, but I also think it's apples and oranges.
It's definitely a lot better now. I was just
here's
curious.
the difference.
I was just curious.
No, but here's like the literal difference, and I can this is the exact example I would use. Matt Nagy playing against the Packers. Sure, he probably lost both of those games. I assume he lost both of them. He might have won one.
I think he actually did win one of them. I thought.
But my point is that after that game, he's not in the locker room screaming, F the Packers, F
he's
them.
He's definitely not doing that. And
I know, and it's like
the
you
aura
look at,
of Ben Johnson.
I know, that's my point. And the players, like, you're a player in that locker room. You're 25 to 28 years old, and this is your career. You're an animal. You're an athlete. All you care about is running through a wall on Sundays. You want a coach that's ripping his shirt off saying F those guys, like, F the Packers, F them. I don't need a guy that's like, yeah, it was a good win, but like, be you. Let's rah, let's be you guys. It's like, no, give me a guy that's not afraid to be rough around the edges in the locker room where he knows he's going to rally his
Vrabel,
troops.
Johnson.
It's a different atmosphere.
Yeah.
The ultimate change, I'm going to regret saying this, but the ultimate change, God rest her soul, was Virginia McCaskey leaving this earth. I'm not saying anything other than
I think that's fair, though, because I'm sure Jets fans are saying the same thing about Woody Johnson.
But, like, dude, look.
Would things change when he...
I think most franchises could say that have poor ownership.
But like, this one was very definitive.
I would agree with that.
We had never paid a head coach this amount of money, not even close, in all of our existence. Even with inflation rates calculated in there. We've never even come close to paying any coach as much as we paid Ben Johnson. George McCaskey on the Packers game last Saturday is buying every Uber out of Soldier Field for all the fans that showed up. You didn't have to spend a dime if you were Ubering home from Soldier Field last week.
Respect.
It's like that would never happen. We got a head coach that says F the Packers. And what does he do? He doubles down on it the very next day in the press conference and says, yeah, I talked to George McCaskey. Me and him are on the same page. We don't like those guys. Virginia would never allow that. Virginia literally during Hard Knocks said, if you swear, it's being cut. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's like a new organization altogether. So, like, could they have done this in 2018? Sure. But nobody killed Virginia.
Yeah. I got you.
And video killed the radio star.
Yeah.
It did, in fact, kill him.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a team. Let's talk more about the NFC though, because
so real quick before NFC, the other point I had is we were talking about coaches. Sean McDermott actually got fired.
I bet John Harbaugh regrets.
Yeah, 1 week a little too late. I mean,
he should have just evaluated
but
all
now,
his options.
Now there's a lot of dominoes.
Yeah,
right.
And also, I would argue counterpoint: the expectations in Buffalo through the roof. As long as you got Josh Allen, the expectation is Super Bowl or bust.
Window's kind of closing on
it.
It
is.
And
New York Giants, that window hasn't even opened yet, and the expectations are.
I think there's a big chance. Well, and I shouldn't say big. There's a small enough chance to where it's being talked about significantly. ESPN, Fox Sports, everything. There's a chance that Lamar could get traded, and I think this maybe opens the domino effect. If there's a possibility that Buffalo knows this is the window is closing, when do you act on getting the most value for Josh Allen?
Well, there's no chance Lamar Jackson getting traded. Did you watch any of their owners' presser?
Sure, no, I didn't. But I'm just saying.
What would you even get for Josh Allen? Like, that just doesn't make sense.
3 first-rounders, minimally 3 first-rounders.
But what team's actually going to do that?
The Minnesota Vikings.
The Raiders.
I think 31 teams, honestly.
Pretty much.
Maybe 30, not including the Patriots.
I'm going to say 26. I think there's about 6 teams out there that would... Patriots are one. I think the Bears are another
Chiefs.
one. Chiefs are like the last team in that.
No, but then what do they trade for him? Patrick Mahomes? Because that contract kind of locks him in.
Pretty much, yeah. I know.
They definitely wouldn't.
So Chiefs, Bears, Patriots. I don't think Detroit's trading Jared Goff.
The Rams would be the team that
they would.
Definitely 100% would.
Yeah, Rams would 100%. Yeah.
They would.
But I'm just thinking, like, there's got to be 6 teams at least in the football hemisphere here that wouldn't trade for Josh Allen. with their
Probably the
current
Cincinnati
my thing
Bengals.
is though, I mean,
Bengals, yep, I think would be one with Joe Burrow.
You could probably throw Baltimore in that.
Yeah. Would you? I mean, but like here's
that'd
the
just
other
be
thing.
a swap, and that'd just be
Yeah.
very to me kind of
Or
productive.
the other argument of AFC North, where the Bengals, Steelers, Ravens all together, because why would they trade him in division? Like you'd
Yeah,
have,
that's
I
true.
just
Well, it wouldn't be in division, unless you're talking Lamar Jackson.
Interconference.
interconference. Well,
Yeah, it's different. Totally.
It's a
yeah,
little
duh,
bit
yeah, duh. Sorry, I
It's like, wait a
immediately
minute,
started
where's he
thinking of
going
Joe
with this?
Burrow. I immediately started thinking of Joe
Yeah.
Burrow. But
But
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. Either way though, I still feel like I feel like Harbaugh made the right choice in the Giants. To be honest,
Well, he made the right choice in the fact that New York is going to give him whatever he wants.
I think
yeah, that's not exactly. Well, now he reports
that's
directly
fair.
up to what was
fair.
it, Joe Shane,
Whatever
whoever
his name is.
their owner is, or I'm not even sure. Or no, John Mara. He reports directly up to John Mara, their owner. So it's like he's going to be the acting GM, which you need when you got a guy like that. I just think his job security is like 100% more safe in New York than it is in New York.
Yeah.
You like what I did there?
Yeah. I did like that.
So we've got to pick him to get to, but before we do that, and I've got to say it here on camera because last week we talked about it. I know on the phone you mentioned that you wanted me to talk about it, but we already beat you to it. There was an arrest last week, and guess what? Just kidding, it actually wasn't an arrest. All charges got dropped. Jordan Addison is a free man. He's a free man.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going. That's fine, whatever.
My man.
That's fine, whatever. He's
What do you think we were? I was
I
going
thought
to
you were
say.
talking about like the major college sports betting scandal.
Well, that we could get to another day because that's
That was
huge.
a huge story that broke. Like,
Huge.
I was like, you guys had to have talked about that. That's why I didn't.
No,
like, bring
well,
any,
that
able to-
actually happened in
that's a
between.
Massive.
That happened between us recording and where we are here now. So
Oh, that's right.
Two ACU
Yes.
players were caught. Just saying.
that's right.
Don't mean to brag.
So
Pretty big deal.
Yeah, we were mentioned. So,
And we'll probably hit that next
Congrats.
week because I felt like we probably
Yeah.
should have talked about the championship
Congrats.
game and
yeah,
then
That's a big story. So I
Arian
didn't want to
Simmons
miss
is a
that.
bum.
no, yeah, no. Yeah, so
No,
Jordan Addison is
He's still a criminal. He's a
From 3 down to
dirty,
2.
Filthy criminal. Whatever. He's played 2 seasons. He's got 2 arrests. What are we talking about here? This guy's a criminal.
well at the moment it was 1 per year, but
He's
now
evil.
that number went down.
No, I think it's still 1. Well, is this his 3rd year now? I thought it was only 2nd, but whatever.
That's efficient.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Say the least.
It's pretty
Him and
good.
Rashi Rice really.
Yeah, but didn't he?
Well,
what was
well,
this one about? Wasn't this one like he just?
Trespassing.
I thought
Yeah.
it was like he beat the pulp off his girlfriend or whatever. I don't know.
You're probably thinking of Ray Rice.
No, you're
That is
thinking of
entirely
Stephon
different.
Diggs.
Yeah, I think I am actually.
Well, that was his girlfriend. That was
Yeah.
his chef.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Beating the snot out of somebody you're somewhat close to.
Yeah.
So, allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. Stefan, no.
It's all that.
No. Oh, hey, by the way, real quick, Trayvon Diggs ended up he got cut by the Packers already.
Yeah.
So-
Dude,
It's
he's
just been a really bad month for the Diggs.
when he got signed to like the Packers, I openly celebrated that. It's like this guy's numbers in coverage are like beyond abysmal. Like if you look up his splits in terms of like coverage, non-coverage is not much better.
I thought it was ridiculous. He got all pro that one year just because he had,
He had so many interceptions, but like you look at his play and he is a liability, dude.
He was
liability.
He was a liability that year too.
I know.
It's
I
just-
know. He just made up for
He
it.
made up for it because he had like 90 targets.
That's the Nashawn Wright factor.
just
that
because
we
you
had
have
to deal
10
with.
interceptions doesn't mean you're balling out. Christian Gonzalez had 0 this year, but that's because nobody throws his way.
What a terrible defensive back.
saying,
Just
just
an
saying.
awful defensive
Washed,
back.
washed.
Just wash. Yeah, if you don't have an interception, what are you doing?
Bomb. Scrub.
So I think it's time we hit the pick'em and
Let's be a quick
Call it a
one.
night.
get the heck out of here. So first up, we've got the 2:00 game Sunday. Patriots at Broncos.
Patriots.
Remember, I'm going based off jerseys. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Because 2 weeks ago I goofed, okay? I goofed.
Well, your team's still in it, so you didn't goof hard enough.
I'm talking about the pick'em.
But anyway, I will
Talking
also
about the
take the
pick'em.
Patriots. I
can't
think the
use
coaching.
soft. Soft.
Well, I'm saying I think Denver has the coaching in terms of experience. The Super Bowl win already with Sean Payton, but the receiving core is better. The
is
run
it
game's
though?
better.
Because the one Super Bowl he did make, there were some
Allegations.
allegations with
Yeah,
it.
that was Minnesota's one shot.
So,
You know,
so
Brandon, take a risk once in life, would you? Fucking loser. Playing it so safe.
Was I? Because I thought I was the only person last week who took the Rams, but we don't have to talk about that.
That is valid.
What do we? It's a 1 week. It's a
I
week to week year.
knew. Well,
It's a week to week league. What are we talking about? What
I
happened
did
last
warn
week?
you that the little girl took the Rams.
Doesn't count.
Or 49ers. She took the 49ers.
She also took the Patriots, so I don't know what you're talking.
Hey,
week to week league, guys.
It's because of Drake May's aura. That's.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I wasn't even in the
1-8. She's 1-8, and I think she's about to be 1-10.
You know, technically, I could sue you guys because I didn't even know I was being recorded, and I think it's a two-party state.
As a matter of fact, I said we were live. That was like the first sentence I said.
You did say that.
Well, it's
Even our producer's shaking his head.
it's not recorded. There's
It is,
no
it
evidence.
is actually uploaded already.
I'm suing you.
I'm going to counter sue
Take the
you.
Broncos. Do it.
I'm taking the Patriots.
Take the
man.
Broncos.
Taking the Patriots.
I'm suing.
I'm suing myself.
And then next up, we have the
getting
Rams and
litigious.
Seahawks.
We're getting
about
litigious in this
it's
place.
Seahawks.
It's Seahawks, dude. They look so good. They're at
Sam
home.
Darnold is an ethical quarterback. He doesn't pad stats.
But he's stat
But
pads.
but he does because he leads the league in turnovers. So he does
That's not
lead
stat
the
padding.
negative
That's
stats.
just called being a bum.
The more I think about this game, the more I'm like thinking that the Rams could do it.
I hope and pray the
What's
Rams
their season matchup record? Is it 1-1? Do they split?
They split.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
It'll be a good game.
I'll take Seahawks. I'll still take Seahawks, but if the Seahawks won both of the regular season games, it would have been the Rams in this case.
Rams got a bomb 10 jersey. Probably bomb 5 for me.
That's a good question. Man, I think I'm gonna lean. I personally got to ride with Darnold. I got to ride with him.
Pray for Jets fans everywhere.
I'm gonna say actually I'm gonna counter. I'm gonna change my pick this week.
Well,
If it does end up being Patriots Seahawks, not only do they have to watch their divisional rival go to another Super Bowl, they get to watch them face the quarterback they let go.
I'm gonna change my pick. I think the fans are gonna win this week. I think the fans
12.
are gonna have 2 enjoyable games.
12.
I didn't
I love
mean it
that
like
pick.
that. I meant like it's gonna be a good game. I think these are gonna be
Playoffs have been great, minus the 49ers game and Patriots Chargers. Patriots Chargers was a
It was a snooze fest, but it was like still a close game down the end, kind of.
right, but I mean, it
was a snooze fest, yeah.
The Patriots Rams Super Bowl was also close
That was like
till
the
the
worst.
end.
That
It's
was
just a
The
stinker.
worst Super Bowl ever.
You know what?
Wouldn't even want to be.
I would argue.
You know what?
For me, Broncos Seahawks was the worst one ever because it was a blowout from the very beginning.
True.
But
I
I do
think
understand.
I'm gonna
if you take
redact my pick. I'm going Rams.
You freaking.
Would it help you if I found what the little girl picked?
No.
I'm
No.
going.
You're just going on your own.
No, you're going with me?
I was the one that brought the idea up in the first place.
No.
I'd love your
You
pick
might.
of two good games.
I think it's gonna be two good games.
Yeah, I agree.
Great pick.
I was all on board for Seattle being at home and just dominating like they
And
did against the
probably will.
49ers.
They probably will.
But I'm getting PTSD right now from the wild card last year where the Vikings played the Rams and Darnold threw for like 4 interceptions and we got
That was
bodied.
the reason that I was thinking about like taking the Rams just right off the bat. Is like, yeah, but Sam Darnold could just Sam Darnold at any given moment.
Matthew Stafford could also Stafford.
Here,
I mean,
but-
he
but-
did lose to the Falcons and Panthers.
But here's why I'm sticking with my pick of Seattle. It would be the most Sam Darnold thing to Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl, not the conference championship. Actually, you know what? I think it might be more Sam Darnold to Sam Darnold in this conference championship, never even making it to the Super Bowl. Oh
No,
God, I'm seeing
I'd
ghosts.
still say it's more the Super Bowl.
I'm seeing ghosts.
a lot of people are.
I know. What a comeback career that guy's having.
And there's a
Kevin
I mean,
O'Connell
I think it's
deserves all the credit in the world.
I think
Yeah.
it just comes down to the Jets are a terrible organization. It's
well,
that-
What a 1A, 1B then, right? Because we're going to talk about Sam Darnold having a great year, but there was also another quarterback who was briefly taught and coached by Kevin O'Connell who had a great year up until an injury. Daniel Jones.
brutal.
Daniel Jones.
Dude, it's so
Yeah.
tragic. So tragic, man.
Yeah, he'll be back at some
Will
point. At some point.
Well, he-
The wheels were kind of already falling off before his injury, though.
Yeah. But that kind of gives me hope then, because maybe, and just maybe, and I know everyone's talking about it, there's going to be some form of veteran change, bringing a veteran quarterback in anyway for Minnesota, and maybe Daniel Jones might be that guy. So
they're bringing him back.
We got somebody excited about bringing in Daniel Jones.
Daniel
before
Jones.
GTA 6.
That's me.
He's excited
That's
about
me.
this, but like, I gotta ask the dumb question here. How old's your current starting quarterback?
You know exactly what I mean, and that's fine. Here's my problem.
Just drafted the guy like 10th
I'm not
overall.
saying- I'm not saying- no.
He's Jason Tatum's age. He's only 19.
You can't. Yeah. He's literally 16 years old.
My
playing in this.
issue, my thing, real quick
can't
before
even
we
drive.
sign off, is
Jordan
that
Addison, give him a ride.
it's going to be someone to help compete with JJ first and foremost, because there's a lot of people now saying now that Aaron Rodgers might not go back to Pittsburgh, that there
He's
is a
retiring.
very, very,
Dude,
very
that's
small chance
upsetting if he then go to. He should have
gotta retire.
completed the arc by not going to the Steelers and gone straight to the Vikings.
we didn't offer.
He should. I understand that. He should have just retired instead.
Why not?
At least leave the door open
'Cause-
to complete the Brett Favre.
Probably would have been good if you did.
Not week one.
Yeah, that's okay, but like, even week 1, you probably would have played better against us.
I don't know.
Didn't
But
matter.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see.
you
We'll see
definitely
what happens. We'll be doing that. A lot of the free agencies and what our team's going to do kind of moving forward. We got a lot of gray area between this, between March Madness, between spring training. But please, 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 go ahead.
I was just going to say, we have a lot of time between those, but by the time that this episode drops, it will be spring training.
No, well, I promise you. Well, we've been much more
I
efficient
know.
on that.
You've been knocking them out good. I like this.
I've been grinding, as the kids call it nowadays.
He's out here grinding.
Yeah.
Oh, by the time you release it, I'm really slow.
That
was
was
like, what are you
Almost as
talking
slow as our old updating.
I was about to say that's about the time frame I'm expecting this episode to come out.
Oh boy, but no, please
Windows
stay tuned.
98 over here.
Oh god.
We got a good one coming next week. The boys don't know it yet, but we've got a good fun topics coming up here.
Are we wait. Let's just I'm gonna
Nope.
ask,
Nope.
No. I don't want
Is there
to
another
detail on it, but
trivia
are
one?
if we're going
We're
if
competing
we're
for a
are we gimmicking? Are we doing gimmicks?
Lonzo
Because
Ball
I'll
munch
gimmick
or
all
whatever?
over you guys. I will gimmick all
You're
up.
gonna
in
hit the
this.
gimme?
I'm gonna be gimmed up in here big time.
Oof.
You don't
Maybe.
want to see me gimmed up. If we're doing gimmicks, I'm gimming.
We might do that, but that's not where I was going with it. But I'm very interested in this.
I got some ideas.
Perfect. Well, without further ado, please like this, subscribe to
Baby
it.
oil wrestling.
We're gonna have to open this room up a little bit, but that is possible.
Open the pit.
Thank you for watching this. Please take care.
Oh, God bless your soul for watching this.